So I know that the last video did not do so well, but I kind of want to just wrap up this little bit of a mini series of what I'm wanting to do here. Quick recap. This is the text that I talked about the last time. A large variety of them. There's a lot of different things going on. And that's kind of the idea with Shaddolls, is that there's a lot of different ideas going around. There's a lot of different ways you can play it and a lot of different things that can actually interact with it. This one will be a lot quicker. I don't think it'll take nearly as long. ABC, it's a good light target. Helps put specific lights in the graveyard to help you go off. Magician Girls, that archetype, it was a really popular one that was used for a little bit. I don't think it was ever really good enough. It was also mostly because Contract was also banned at the time. Whenever this helps you special summon different monsters and then a flip effect, so it kind of has that weird synergy, if not really eccentric. Pops cards, artifact, that was a popular variant. BLS, chaos version, just like with Dad. Crusadia is really good because it gives you all the different attributes. Luna Light, or Fairy Tale Luna, it's a good option because it does consistently get you the light targets that you want for Construct, while also providing some type of interruption on your opponent. Generators, this tributes, this pops, or tributes, pops, whatever, it pops. Dinosaurs, like I talked before. Recruiter for your old school Shaddolls. Specials, these all special themselves and also are all different attributes. Gives you a lot of variety. So this was used to make Shikanaga. This could be used to make Grista. This can be used. You don't care about those two attributes. Recur Shaddolls, pops. Silent Magician. It's just neat interaction. I like it. I think it's really good. To an extent, I think it's really a cute idea. Witchcrafters, they all are spellcasters. They have some type of weird synergy with OG Shaddolls. Spellcaster. E-Telly is going to be used to bring out Windy come February. So it's another El Shaddol. OG, Sin from deck. Okay. Pops everything and sets up a board that you can attack through. Spellcaster support all of this through here. And then Nephthys archetype, mentioned this before. It's some really weird synergy because it pops, it tributes and also destroys. So it gives you a lot of different interactions that will all trigger your Shaddolls. I don't think the Nephthys archetype in and of itself is actually good though. So Spellcaster support with these two. Pops a card and adds a card, so it's always going to be going even on anything you do. Spellcaster support for these three, they're part of the artifact package. Crackdown to help steal your opponent's monsters, and then you fuse with them if you don't have your super poly. This also does open up a lot of different things that you could possibly use. Dark Monster, OG Shaddolls. This can send a Hedgehog, like playing another Sinister Shadow games, but only for Hedgehog. The viruses, it's cheeky if you can pull it off. Spellcaster support, Spellcaster, pops everything on the field. Spellcaster, Ring of Destruction, this is another popular one whenever it came off the list. A lot of people wanted to keep trying it. It's cheeky, but it's not good enough nowadays. Pops everything, and of course the True Dracos. You have Diagram, you have True Kings. They all interact in some form or fashion with Shaddolls, actually. Pops cards, Quintet, you can use Magical Eyes Fusion more often than not for this card. Scrap, Dragon, pops. Yazi, pops. Dingirsu will actually trigger your Shaddolls because it sends it as a card effect. Heliopolis, Tribute, and Destroy. Those are both effect, and those will both trigger Shaddolls. Dracosac, trigger Shaddolls. BLS Link, Curious, you can send anything with this card, and it also triggers Shaddolls. Pops a face-up card, trigger Shaddolls. I mean, that's kind of like the basis of this right here. Like everything on this page either trigger Shaddolls or is a weird indirect support with spellcasters. That's really about it. So because I kept this one pretty short and simple, I want to show what I think are some of the better techs. Do not take this as a base list. Please do not. That is a bad idea. These are just some of the tech ideas that I think are good options. I think the dangers are a really good option just because they trigger Shaddolls, they draw your card, they're just deck thinning. There's like no downside on them. Glow Up Bulb and Jet Synchron are two of the best level 1 tuners in the game, honestly, because of the way they keep coming back, especially with us getting Needle Fiber or Halka Fibrax. These two are going to be seeing a lot more play, and I can see them being really important. 4-Mage engine, the Clown engine, I think that there is no getting around it, that it is probably the best light engine for Shaddolls. With Snow gone, there's no better engine for us. And so I think that if you're playing Shaddolls, you should be playing Clowns. Now, the number of Clowns you play should be entirely dependent on how you play and what your play style really is. Personally, I will always do 2 Damage Juggler, and I will always do 1 Hat Tricker, and I go back and forth between 1 and 2 Trick Clown. I don't see a reason why you would not play 2 Damage Juggler just because of the fact that it is always going to replace itself. Discarding him to make the next battle damage you take to 0 actually comes up. Now, Mathematician and Scorpio, these are our 2 best normal summons in the game. Mathematician just because it can send almost any Shaddoll, anything besides Beast. It opens up any of the Shaddolls we need. You can also open up sending the Damage Juggler to add a Trick Clown if we need it, or sending Trick Clown just to get it out on board, or sending Glow Up Bulb, or Jet Synchron, etc., etc. Personally, I like it a lot more over Armageddon Knight or Dark Grepher, mostly because Armageddon Knight and Dark Grepher are strictly on Dark, and with February coming up, we have more than Dark. Scorpio, I think this is also a really good option just because it does always leave you with 2 3s. But the best thing about this is that it gets you whatever fusion polymerization card you want. So you can get your Super Poly, you can get your Shaddoll Fusion, you can get your El Shaddoll, you can even get Instant Fusion, while also giving you the discard outlet on the Scorpio. So you can use that to discard a Glow Up Bulb, a Jet Synchron, a Damage Juggler, or a Danger. I just hate seeing this in hand, and there's not a lot of good ways to shuffle it back without Saryusha or Fantastical Dragon Phantasme. That's the only thing that kind of stopped me from recommending this the most, is just because this has to be in the deck. If this could special summon from hand, its engine would be a hands down. I think come April, we're going to see these guys played a lot. I love Inari Fire and Nefarious Archfiend, Riv Nefariousness. Ranryu I also really like a lot. Now, the reason why I like these cards a lot is mostly because, like, Inari Fire, it gives you access to your Grista, and also gives you access to more of your rank 4s. And I personally really like Grista. I think it's a very underrated card. Now, what's also neat is that if you pair it with the Invoked engine, you can also use one of the most broken fusions in the game of Purgatrio, just attacking everything. Purgatrio is such a game stealer. This is really only good for Shekanaga, but Shekanaga is also a really good card. I mean, this does make some rank 4s. You can also use this during opponent's end phase if you manage to stun them enough, or you can destroy one of your own fusions, special summon this guy back, and then trigger fusion in the graveyard to add back either Shaddoll Fusion card, or El Shaddoll Fusion, or a core. Ranryu, I only like this one specifically for if you're playing the Invoked engine for Raijin, because Raijin's just another interruption that is so good. Allure of Darkness, I think, is still a really good option, because if you think about it, you're still going to be playing around 10 dark monsters in the deck. I think it's a decent option, especially if you're playing like this engine. I can see this as being really good, especially with Dangers and Predaplant engines. This is kind of like a no-brainer at that point. Card Destruction, I mean, sometimes you just need to dig into more to your fusions cards, because you have to have a fusion to be able to play the game with Shaddolls. That's the one downside the deck has. E-Telly, like I said before, I think it's a mandatory whenever Windy comes out. Foolish Burial, we already know it's a mandatory. Invocation, I really like this engine just because Alistair just keeps coming back over and over and over, and it gives you a consistent fusion every turn. That it does kind of like restrict your extra deck space a lot, but at the same time, it opens you up to these really neat plays as well with your Mechabuzz, your Raijins, and Purgatrios. I just really like them a lot. And then, not to mention Alistair, even post April 1st, Alistair the Invoker of Madness is going to be so good. I don't see how it cannot be played. I just love the engine so much, and maybe it's just because I have such a huge bias about Invoked. It's my second favorite infusion deck. Match Chain second. I think right now Dark Law is also a stupid good card. I believe that having that Microcosmos on board is pretty good. So yeah, I think that's kind of this is kind of what I think are some of the better tech ideas that people have. Please do not put them all together in one deck, because as you can see, this is 33 cards already, and you kind of, with Shaddolls, you want to keep it down to 40 as much as possible, just because you need to see your fusions. You need to see your Shaddoll fusion, you need to see your El Shaddoll. You have to see that stuff in order to play. So really what you want to do is you want to minimize how big the deck can get. So keep it as close to 40 as possible, while giving you the options of being able to either search out your Shaddoll fusions or just being able to draw into them. So, which is why you kind of have these options of either playing the Predaplane engine along with Allure of Darkness to try and draw into them, and also try and search them with Cobra, but also you might not want to play that route, so you might want to do more of a Mathematician, Control-y style, in searching out the pieces that you need with a Mathematician, and kind of going off from there. I think it gives you a lot of different options, and I think in the next video I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple of different deck profiles. I don't want to let this one drag on nearly as long as the other one, so. I also want to mention one last card. I noticed it wasn't in there initially, but it's Clothy. I think that whenever this card does come out, it will be a necessity for any type of fusion deck, just because it is a free special summon of a level 4 or lower monster from your graveyard. So that is stupid good, which means that this engine right here actually might be very worthwhile to go into, mostly because you can 2 monsters with different names, which is all you need to make Cloth Thief. So take that as you will. But yeah, I just wanted to mention Cloth Thief is going to be stupid good to set up more rank 4 plays, or more rank 3 plays, or new fusions, extending your fusions, etc., etc. This card is so good. I think it's a necessity in any Shaddoll deck, in any Invoked deck in the future. Well, probably not any Invoked deck, but definitely any Shaddoll deck. I think that there's no reason not to play it. I just want to say thank you guys for listening to me kind of rant about Shaddolls. I know not a lot of people really enjoy this type of content, but I think that it's worthwhile to get it out there. So if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't, and please share it with anyone you think will also enjoy it. And with that, thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day.